Hi, everybody. Discover Sustainable here. I am trying to figure out if this computer is going to work. Bear with me just a second. Looks like it's going to work. So, I have been MIA and I apologize for that. I thought maybe I would go live and catch everybody up on what's been going on with me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, let's see. I'm trying to see. Golly. When you don't do this for a while, you lose it, right? You lose it. Oh my gosh. It is, today is Sunday and it is noon. So here is, here is the thing, right? Hey, Christy, thank you for joining me. How are you? Um, so normally I do my live streams on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Central. So I took a break so that I could concentrate on the the test that I was studying for, which is an additional certification for my work, right? Those of you that know me know that I code for a hospital. I code for providers in a facility that's located in Ohio. So, um, hey, Jim, how are you? Yeah, I understand, Christy. Oh my gosh. So, anyway, I code for a facility that's located in Ohio. And I've been doing a lot of provider education, coder education. I don't code so much anymore. I'm more of the educating side of things. So I went for an additional certification for the instructor, right? So I took a break from YouTube to see if I could prepare for this exam. And I went and took the exam, and I'm happy to report that I passed the exam. So I now have the instructor certification to go along with all of the other certifications that I have. All right. Legal jargon, work related stuff, not necessarily, um, you know, homestead related or Discover Sustainable related, just what's going on in my life. So, those of you that have been following me for a while know that me and Josh have left Tennessee and located here in Arkansas on the family property. Remember back in my Southern Ark homestead days, the cabin that I moved here to Arkansas? Yeah. So we've moved to the property here in Arkansas while I work on closing Mom's estate. And I got all that done in the state of Louisiana, which was her resident state, and then probated her will for the state of Arkansas, which is where the property is located. I got all that done, and I have two brothers, or two half brothers, right? Um, and they're not interested in the property here in Arkansas, except for the youngest one who has decided that, or he tried to decide that he wanted me to pay him rent for being here on the property in Arkansas. Well, first of all, I said, you've lost your mind. There was a big rigmarole through that, and, I had to tell him I had to have a come to Jesus meeting with my brother. We're not, so I've disowned him and said, I'm not corresponding with you anymore, all of that. So that was a big part of what's been taking up my time. Got that handled. He's out of it. Out of it. Oh my gosh. Freaking crazy. Anyway, then, yeah. Then with my job, there was a huge project that took up a lot of my time. And 9 times out of 10, I am working late on Thursday night. So I've not been able to go live. So I think that I'm going to change my go live day to a Sunday at noon, because I like doing live streams. I like catching up with people. So I think that I'm going to do my lives on Sunday at noon, because Thursday at 7, I'm either working or researching or educating or discussing or talking with providers or talking with coders or whatever. So a lot of times I'm not able to go live on Thursday. And I'm very thankful for my subscribers. Threads and Jars reached out, who is an awesome lady, by the way. She reached out to check on me because I had not been live and she was worried about me. So I'm very thankful that there are people out there that care and that will check on me if I'm not, doing a live stream or whatever, or they don't hear from me. So I did let her know that everything's fine. I passed my exam. And everything's good. So then I had another addition to my life. What? Yes. So those of you that have followed me for a while know that Callie, my chocolate lab, passed away. She was 13 years old. She was my partner in crime. She had been by my side for the last 13 years. So I was feeling off kilter, right? I sat in front of the computer and I worked all day. Didn't have a reason to get up and move around. So I feel like my health was deteriorating because I didn't have, a companion, right? Josh, he comes and goes, so he does his own thing. But anyway, so I have another addition to my life, and I want to introduce you to my new addition to my life. Hang on one second. Come here, baby. Y'all bear with me. She's under my feet. Oh my gosh. This is Maggie. This is Maggie. Her's a sleepy girl. Yes. She is a German Shepherd and Belgium Malinois. She is 9 weeks old, and she is so very rotten already, right? So she's given me a little bit of a new purpose. Since the breakup and the move from Tennessee, um, I needed her. And then Callie passed away and Mom passed away, and I needed her in my life. Yes. So Josh actually found her through a breeder and got her for me. So now I have Maggie, who is, like I said, 9 weeks old. And I'm going through the process of house training her, leash training her, and hopefully, if it ever stops raining, people, can I tell you the freaking monsoon has been here in Arkansas. Oh my gosh. Every time we try to plan something, it rains, right? Um, so hopefully soon I will be able to, since everything is settled with the estate and everything is settled with my brothers, even the one that's lost his mind, right? I love you, little dog. I love you, little dog. Mwah. Anyway, that's Maggie. Y'all say hello to Maggie. She will be, yes, Christy, absolutely. She, you got the hiccups? Is you got the hiccups? Oh my gosh. She's so stinking smart. Ugh. But anyway, she's a puppy. So I have to make sure that I get up and move away from the computer and take her out. And, she's almost potty trained. She still has, a couple of accidents, but she's using the training pads or whatever. If I'm in a meeting or something and I can't leave right away, she will um, use a training pad. So thankfully, that's working out. And there's no carpet in here. So, if she does have an accident or whatever, I can clean it and everything's good. And ever since Callie was a puppy, I've always had issue with carpet. Anyway, there's no carpet to deal with, thank God. So, Maggie has joined me, and I'm thankful for her. So we are trying to hopefully soon I can get a chicken pen built. It's been kind of hard to do all that and then manage. It's a time management thing, right? You can't let work suck the life out of you, right? So hopefully we're working on building a chicken coop so I can have my chickens again. And that's where Maggie will come into play. We're going to try to work with her and help her because German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois are, from what I understand, right, they are good livestock guardian dogs. And I decided not to go with another lab because Callie was actually my third chocolate lab that I've had in my life. And I just couldn't do another chocolate lab. So I decided to go with the German Shepherd breed. So Josh found Maggie, and she's German Shepherd and Belgian Malinois. So I'm hoping that the livestock guardian dog and the guardian dog will develop with training because I'm by myself and I want her to be able to alert me if something funky is going on. So that's my hope. That's my goal for her. Josh is a really good trainer. Um, and then um, his training along with my training, I think she's going to do fine. She's so stinking smart. And I'm hoping that you know getting the chickens and then she can help me with that because 13 acres is a good bit of property for one old girl from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's another thing that has been in the works. And if you see, let me see, hang on. Where am I pointing? Where am I pointing? Right here. Yeah. So if you see right here, this is a suitcase. Yeah. So with my job, there is a trip that I have to go on. And I have to go to Ohio for a week. I've got some providers that I need to meet with. So, you know, and some coders and do some provider education and coder education, some presentations and stuff like that related to work. So I will be in Ohio for a week. Yeah. So I have to leave um, Friday, the 13th, and be gone for a week. And Maggie is going to spend the week with Josh. Good luck. Yeah. Um, you put Dakota on a leash at 7 weeks around the chickens so I could teach him not to run the chickens. That's a good idea, Christy. Good idea. Yeah. So when I get the chicken coop, Spicy, I did talk to him, um, and he said that he did a hot wire around his chicken coop. So I want him to show me how to do that so that I can put a hot wire around my chickens as well. Um, I haven't been able to get the garden done, anything with the garden, right? Um, I, I'm in the process of trying to figure out what kind of beds I want. The soil here is, it's like gumbo maybe, or clay. It's not real good. I mean, it will get slick as snot if it rains, right? Um, so I want to do raised beds. The problem is there are so many deer here. Oh my gosh. You know, at the back of the property, there's a pond over there. And then the deer just come out. I mean, in the evenings, they just come out and just hang out. So there's going to have to be a fence around where I have my raised beds. Um, Hopefully, this coming hunting season, we will be able to harvest some of those suckers walking around out there, because there's like deer everywhere. Hey, Creative Redundancy, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Yeah, deer everywhere. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Craziness. Craziness. Anyway, so I'm trying to decide on, with the price of lumber, um, I'm trying to figure out the best raised beds to get. They're going to have to be, metal, or purchased. The kind that I can order and have delivered here. Um, and go from there, because the price of lumber is still up there, and trying to get that done. And there's going to have to be a fence put around where I have my raised beds. I've kind of got the spot, picked out where I want the raised beds. And then Josh was like, the deer don't come over there. The deer don't come this close, right? So we were out there one night and we were barbecuing. And he had his back, he was sitting facing me and his back to the back of the property. And I said, oh, remember when you said that there weren't many, there weren't any deer that would come out? I said, you want to turn around and look at those 5 deer standing there in my spot, in my garden spot, where I had picked out? He turned around. He said, well, I'll be dang. I'll be dang. He said, is it hunting season yet? I was like, no, it's not hunting season. So, hey, Bumblebee Junction, how are you? Oh my gosh, I miss y'all. Northern Tool has beds just like ours and half the cost, just as nice. I got my mom some and they are nice. Awesome. Awesome. That is awesome to know. Northern Tool. Okay. I will try to find that, Bumblebee Junction, and see if I can find it, because yeah, it's gonna have to be done that way. Hey, little lamb too, how are you? I put small posts inside the corners of my raised beds and just fenced around the top beds. Deer have not bothered them unless something escapes the bed. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Awesome. Yeah, there are there are deer everywhere. Oh my gosh. Trying to figure out how to get all of this done, all of the things, all of the things done, you know. Um, and then the work that we're doing on the property here. So I've got, let's see, an incubator. Absolutely. Yes, I will absolutely do that for sure. That's awesome. Um, Christy, I could not answer that question for you because these deer that are here have no issue with dogs. They have no issue with dogs. The neighbor had, well, I don't know if it's because the dogs don't run free or whatever, but the neighbor has dogs and the deer still come. They still come. Oh my gosh, there's so many deer, you know. Um, but Josh, um, Josh still has the property in Tennessee. Um, you know, it's always there. We're not going to sell it. Um, so you know, if I ever decide that this is not the place for me, that property, you know, is still in our possession. So, and it has electric and it has septic. There, we never got the water situated on that property, but you know, rain catchment or whatever, a well or whatever, could be done. Here, we have electric, we have water, we have septic. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Bumblebee Junction. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, you know, hopefully with Maggie, she can help alert me if something funky is going on. But yeah, there's going to have to be a fence around the garden area. Absolutely. Um, so I kind of put that. I mean, it's so late in the year. I kind of put the garden off for this year, so that I can get the beds in, um, and try to figure out where to get beds, and get them installed and in place. Absolutely creative redundancy. We have had so much rain here, you know, um, in the last few months. It's just crazy. There's no shortage of water happening on this place, I can tell you. Um, so, um, hey, Mickey Murray, how are you, lady? Thank you so much for joining me. Oh my gosh, I miss y'all. I miss y'all. Um, what else? I bought Josh a Kubota, with a bucket. Um, we found it. You know, it was a good price, and it's 4-wheel drive. So awesome, awesome. Yeah, I cannot wait to be able to be canning something. Yeah. Oh yeah, the mosquitoes. Yeah. So I watched on. Let me think of whose channel it was. Um, crap, I can't remember. Anyway, the little cartridge thing, the Duracell or whatever mosquito thing, we've been using that on the patio, on the deck thing, concrete thing that we built out there. They seem to work. So they do help. There's nothing that stops mosquitoes permanently, right? But they do help deter. Thank you, Bumblebee Junction. Thank you for stopping in. Absolutely. But they do deter the mosquitoes. Those Duracell things with the little propane or cartridges or whatever, they do help. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad to see y'all. Yeah, so I think that I'm gonna have to do my lives on Sunday. You know, with the work situation the way it is. Um, Thursday at 7 p.m. Central is just not conducive to the projects and the work that I have to do. So I'm gonna have to change my go live day. Yeah. I'm so glad to see y'all here. Absolutely. So I'm going to try to get the beds ordered if I can find them and get, um, my chicken coop built. I would like to have, but it won't be until I come back from Ohio, right? Um, I'm going to be there for a week. I've got, I think, four education sessions planned where I have to present. So I won't be able to do any of that until I get back from Ohio. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Oh my gosh. It's been crazy. But no more studying for me. No more studying. No more certifications for me. I've got all I need, right? I'm 54 years old and I don't need any more certifications. I told my boss, don't ask me. Don't ask me to get another certification. Don't mention another certification because I've got all I need, right? I can retire with the certifications that I have. I don't need any more. So I'm done with school, right? So now I'm doing classes, um, training the new people that want to do. No, Mickey, I've already passed it. I already took the certification exam. I got my instructor certification. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I passed. So I passed it on the first try. Freaking awesome, can I tell you? I had to drive to Rooster Poot, Arkansas to try to find a place that did this, that administered the exam, because this is a national uh, certification. It's national. So I had to go um, find a place within the state of Arkansas or North Louisiana. I mean, I even looked at North Louisiana to see if I could find a place where you could go take the exam. Well, I found a place, I think it was like 3 hours from here in Arkansas. And I left and went, and, there's so many little, I don't know, requirements and, oh yeah, Mickey. Requirements and details that you have to go through. They check your books, they check your, to make sure the notes that you made in your book don't violate any testing, whatever. You have to turn your cell phone in when you go in there. You can have no electronic device on you. anything that accesses the internet you can't have in your possession when you take this test, because it's a national exam, and it's pretty significant for the last one that I took, you know. So you have to turn your cell phone in. You can't have a smart watch like a Fitbit or um, any kind of smart watch that accesses the internet. Can't have that on you when you take the test. You have to turn all that in. You're monitored. Um, 5 hours and 40 minutes is what this test took. So I got all of that done and I passed. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I'm done. I'm done. Don't even say anything about it. Anyway, not really homestead related, but that's just my life. It's freaking crazy. Yeah. So now I'm giving classes and I'm trying to work out the process of doing classes on my own. I don't know all the details yet, if that's even going to be a possibility, because of the licensing fees and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll see. It's just something that I'm going to investigate going forward um, in the future, you know. But trying to get all the things done for this property is taking up a lot of time. Poor Josh is working like a Turk. I'm not going to lie. But thankfully, the Kubota is helping with the bucket. So, he was able to start moving all that dirt. When they installed the septic, moving all that dirt, you know, that was piled up, moving it and filling in ruts and things that was created by the dozers. Hey, Southern Ohio Prepping, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Moving all that dirt that was piled up from them installing the septic. It would have been hard to do with a wheelbarrow. So the Kubota tractor with the bucket, yes, it was a good investment. It was a very good investment. And it's 4-wheel drive. So when it rains and it's all slick, slick as owl snot out there, you can get it done, right? Oh my gosh, Jim, loaded with apples. Yeah. So if any of you guys that have apples and lemons and cherries or anything like that, you know, are interested in selling cuttings from your trees, please hit me up. Please let me know. Because taking a cutting from a mature fruit bearing tree is supposed to be a good way to get um, fruit the first year. So if any of you are interested, please hit me up and let me know. I don't mind paying, if you want to charge, I don't mind paying. But I would like to be able to find fruit trees that bear fruit to put on this property, because this is where I'm going to be. So y'all let me know. Right, yep. Absolutely. Creative redundancy. Yeah. So, what else? What else has been going on? Oh, I was going to say, so I've got my camper that I'm in, which is a big fifth wheel, right? This camper is so freaking huge. Oh my gosh. It's almost as big as the trailer that I was living in Louisiana, y'all. I'm not kidding. It's big. So I've got this one. I've got the camo camper. I've got the Mallard camper, which is the small white camper that I had before I got this one, right? And then Josh's camper. Also, When Mom passed away, her camper, which is exactly like my camper, it is in Louisiana at her house, at the lake house, right? So um, we're going to bring it up here to open it up and use it so that it doesn't deteriorate, right? Um, that's going to be another camper. So I'm fixing to start getting rid of campers. I'm going to sell the Mallard camper. I think Josh is going to redo the camo camper. He's going to sell his camper. So, it looks like a camper park, right? I know, Christy. I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Life happens. Absolutely. Um, so I'm going to get rid of some of these campers. They're taking up too much room at the front of the property. And then use that money to buy garden beds and fence. I don't think it has to be like a metal fence. It can around the garden area. Um, it can be like a. Um, I'm at a loss for words. Sorry, y'all. It is like well, it's called a deer fence. Um, what's the what's the going rate for exchanging fruit trees for a camper? I hear through the grapevine that it could be a good thing. Oh my gosh, that's funny, creative. That is funny. Um, but it's like a deer fence. If you put it around the garden area and then move it out and do a second uh, fence line, that it confuses the deer and they won't jump over, right? That's what I hear. Living Traditions Homestead did a double fence around their place, and I was watching their videos. So we may try to do that around the garden area, but the first thing is I got to have the beds before I even worry about a fence. Got to have the beds first. So I'm going to check out what Boneby Junction said about Northern Tool and see if I can find the kind of beds that I want and the size beds that I want. Anyway, yep. So that's what's been going on with me. It's been pretty freaking crazy. Pretty crazy. Yeah. But I'm really thankful that Threads and Jars reached out to me and said, "Hey, are you okay? Um, you're not going live anymore. Is everything okay with you?" So that makes me feel good. It makes my heart smile. I told her it makes my heart smile that somebody's actually worried that I'm not going live and they're checking in with me to see, you know, how I'm doing. Is everything okay? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So that made me feel good. So I figured, I'd go live and let everybody know what's going on with me and catch everybody up and let you know that I am fine. Yeah. I just had to concentrate on that stinking test and I got that over with. So, um, it's all done and I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's a big weight off my shoulders for sure. I'm drinking my coffee. Yeah. I've been trying to keep up with, all the channels that I've been watching and I try to jump in lives when I can. Um, and I even went on a freaking diet. Yeah. Thank you, CR. Mouse Toes had reached out to me, and I think that when I get where I can, that I would like to start doing lives again and have guests. Yeah, thanks, Christy. Little Lamb says, get the tallest garden bed you can. Your back will thank you. Oh my gosh, you are so right. Yes. Um, and the wood um, that we've been taking down and cleaning up the areas of the property, you know, those things can go in the bottom of the beds as well. Best thing, you can fill half the bed with that clay dirt and use good dirt on top. You are so stinking smart. Yes, that's a good idea. I would like to get the taller beds. I did order. Um, I did order two beds, but they were so short that you know, as soon as you get them planted, whatever you're planting in there, the rabbits are going to take it right out. So um, the tall garden beds is absolutely a good idea. So that's what I'm going to try to do, depending on the price, right? See if I can find some beds that I can, you know, I mean, so I could buy whatever I wanted, you know, but I just have to make the choice of how much I'm willing to spend on that, right? Um, I've got other things coming up that I need to work on. Um, hey, Mom Slayer, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've got another project that I'm working on that I can't talk about right now, but it's coming. Um, yes, Christy, absolutely, absolutely. That is my fault. Um, the raised beds um, can save on the weeding. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember or not, when I had the garden in Louisiana, the weeds took over. Because when you work a full time job and you try to do all this other stuff, I just can't keep up, you know? So that's the reason why. And besides the condition of the soil here, um, I think raised beds is the best way to go. I mean, I don't have to grow a big, huge garden um, because it's just me. Um, so I think raised beds is the way to go. And that's the reason why I started looking for some raised beds. And I think, just like Little Lamb 2 said, the taller beds, not only are going to help you against the rabbits, but it also us old folks with back pain. Yep. Yeah. Mulch. I tried the Back to Eden garden thing with the deep mulch CR, and in this part of the country, that hasn't worked for me because the ants take over. I even tried to grow, well, this was in Louisiana, not here, right? I tried to go grow potatoes in a bucket. The ants took over, just destroyed everything. So the Back to Eden garden thing with the deep mulch is not good for this part of the country. So I think that the raised beds are going to be the easiest way for me to be able to grow and keep up with the weed control. Um, you know, I think that's best for me anyway. But um, with the chicken coop, instead of trying to build a chicken coop, I think I'm going to order a chicken coop, like the big, huge one that Tractor Supply has. I think it's probably like $1,000, but you have to think about this. So this is what I was telling Josh. You take into consideration, right? The chicken coop that I was looking at with Tractor Supply is $1,000. But with the price of lumber, right? The way it is now, plus the work of putting it together. Sometimes the way I look at it, sometimes you have to take into consideration how much work is it going to be, or how able are you to put something together and purchase the lumber and build and do all that when I don't have, you know, Josh can help me, but I worry about how hard it is to build something, especially in the heat. So I've decided to order a chicken coop, um, that you can just put together, that's made out of metal, you know. And yes, it's $1,000, but to me, it's worth it, right? That way, I can have a secure structure for the chickens. And then the same thing with the raised beds. You know, you can build them out of wood, but purchasing the lumber and, you know, building something that's steady and secure and that will last, to me, it's better to bite the bullet and purchase them. You know, if I was a dude and not old and fat and whatever, then I could go out there and build them. But I'm not, so I'm realistic. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to purchase them. I just got to find the right ones, the right height for me. Um, I don't know, CR. I mean, there have been so many. I don't think it's going to make a difference, as far as the metal. Um, you know, being too hot for a raised bed. I don't think so. Um, there's a lot of people around this part of the country, South Arkansas, that have metal raised beds, galvanized or whatever. I think it'll be fine, but I just need to find them and get them ordered so they can be delivered here. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, y'all. Oh my gosh. So much work. And then with the Kubota, I can have the garden soil delivered and then um, pick it up to load it and put it in the bed. Little M2 says mine are metal but painted white so they don't heat up. Oh, yes. Excellent. That's a very good idea, Little Lamb. Yeah, absolutely, Christy. Absolutely. It is an elephant for sure, you know. Um, and with us deciding to stay here in Arkansas, um, instead of, well, I'm not staying in Louisiana at the lake house. It's just not going to happen. I don't mind going there to visit or whatever, but I'm not going to live there, you know? So deciding to stay here on the property in Arkansas, um, it is an elephant. It is an elephant. You have to take it one thing at a time. And when you work full time and do all of the things in your spare time, it's slow going. So I kind of feel like, you know, I don't have a lot of progress made, um, because of all the rain that we've had and because of the long hours of work. So, not having anything to declare and then spending all my spare time studying, um, is it takes up a lot of time. I'm so glad I'm through. I'm through with the studying, y'all. I'm just done. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a good question, Mom Slayer. Although, here, I know you're in PA, but here in Arkansas, um, it's going to be a short duration um, for the winter. Hopefully, hopefully there won't be a slew of snow like it was last year. Holy crap, that was just crazy. Yeah, you're right, Christy. Yeah, and then with Maggie, um, oh, nice. Another Arkansas person. That's awesome, Little M too. That's awesome. Yep. So I'm in South Central Arkansas, around El Dorado. So that's awesome to know. Glad to have you here, Little M too. Yep. Anyway, I just thought I would, go live. Like I said, I'm repeating myself for those that are just coming in, but I'm going to have to change my go live day to Sunday. I just can't do Thursday at 7 because of work. For the past several, I would say the last 3 weeks, um, Thursday at 7, I was still working. So there wasn't any way that I could go live. And then before that, um, with all the studying, I couldn't go live. So that's an awesome, that's an awesome idea, Mom Slayer. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. But next next week I'm going to be in Ohio. So um, getting everything ready to go. I leave Friday and then I'll be up there for a week. And I'm driving and not flying because I'm going to pick up a pig feeder in Ohio and bring it back with me. So normally, if I was going, I would fly, but I'm bringing a pig feeder back, so I'm going to drive and then be up there for a week, do all that provider education, do all that coder education, and then drive back. So, yes, yes, for sure. It's going to be a fun trip, though. They've got a cookout planned with work, and it'll be fun. But yeah, and Maggie will stay with Josh while I'm gone. So thank you, Mom Slayer. Thank you. It was pretty serious, you know. The um, the certification for the instructor certification, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But I managed to pass it, so I'm pretty stinking proud of that. Yep. So, yep, yep. Thank you, Creative Redundancy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. And then I won't have to go back probably, you know, for a year or maybe a year. Once I go up there and I get all this education done, then I won't have to go back. Hopefully, unless there's some kind of urgent fire or whatever, then I won't have to go back. But all of these providers are at the facility in Ohio. So no. Um, and then with the classes that I'm giving, um, work related classes. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you. Thank you. I won't have to go back. Hopefully. Anyway, I hope not. Anyway. Oh my gosh, it's just not a road. It's not a run up the street. That's for sure. You know. So because they have to take into consideration the mileage. You know, I'm reimbursed mileage when I go. So it's not. It's a chunk of change, so to speak. And then the hotel, and if I was flying, then they would be paying the flight round trip, and then the car rental and all that, and the hotel and all that. So it's a chunk of change. So it's pretty important. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good, you know. But anyway, I'm very thankful that y'all joined me for my live stream. I know uh, it's out of schedule and impromptu, and I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm actually okay. I know that I've been MIA, and I apologize for that, but just give you a kind of an update of what's going on with me, and I'm thankful for y'all. I do miss y'all. Yeah, I don't like flying, Christy. I don't like it, you know, and but I would have done it this time, except bringing the pig feeder back with me gave me a reason not to fly. So, yeah. I mean, it works out to be six one way, half dozen the other with the expense that it costs the facility because a flight plus a car rental for a week versus mileage round trip, you know, it works out to be the same, you know. So I would prefer to drive. That way, if I decide to stop somewhere or I decide to go somewhere, you know, and visit or whatever, I can do that. But if I was flying, you know, I wouldn't be able to do that. But with driving, I can, you know. So anyway, trying to get everything packed and ready to go um, because I have to work all week. So everything's got to be packed. Yes, Christy. Yes, they are. Yeah. And, um, you know, this was give to me by someone that's in Ohio. So going to get it, you know, and then not, and I told my boss, you know, I said, you know, that pig feeder would be kind of expensive to bring back via United or American, you know, so I'm driving, not flying. And it was all good. Yep. Eventually, Christy, eventually, yes. But I'll have a pig feeder so that when I do get them, you know, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, anyway, y'all, that's about all I've got. I just wanted to jump on here and catch up with everybody. Right. Yeah. Pig feeders don't fly. They cost a lots of money um, if you go to bring them back. Yeah. So anyway, so go lives will be on Sunday. Um, you know, instead of Thursday. I just can't do it on Thursday anymore. Anyway, I appreciate y'all very much for joining me, and because I miss y'all, and I'm fine, and I'm going to get this dog trained and see, how she's going to work out. I think she'll be fine. I think she'll be fine. She's already rotten to the core, right? And doesn't let me out of her sight. Thank you, Mom Slayer. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you very much. All right, y'all. I'm gonna close out this live stream, and I appreciate every one of you. Yeah, next Sunday I will be driving. Yeah, not next Sunday. I have to get back from Ohio. Once I get back from Ohio and things settle back down, then I can do, regular live streams. So anyway, y'all, thank you very much. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.